This video will demonstrate how to use the image keying effect to do annotation on video. The first thing I'm doing is opening up Windows Paint, and I'm going to build my annotation that I want to add to the video. So I'm just going to do the words here and the background color and the fonts and color and size and everything. Get it like I want it, and then I'll save it as a file. I'm going to remember where this file is located, of course, as well, because I'll need to be able to locate it here in a second when I get into the Lightworks program. So the first thing I'm doing is getting this all fixed up. This is what I want the message to say that I'm going to add to the video. Got it to where I like the way it looks. And you can use any picture creating program to do this, of course. So now that I've saved it and noted where it's at, give it a name. Okay, so now it's ready to use. I'm going to go into the Lightworks program. I've already got this video loaded, and I've got the edit head located where I want to start my annotation at. I'm going to move the forward to 10 seconds. I'm going to make this a 10-second annotation. And I'm also going to want to have a 2-second fade in and a 2-second fade out at the end of it as well. So I'll set all that up. Go under the keying effect and then choose image key. And there's your parameters. I'm going to choose file. I'm going to go locate that file that I just created. Get it in there. You don't have to import it. You just pull it off just like I just did there. I'm going to turn all these on so that I can set my keyframes and my parameters. All my parameters will be keyframeable. Now that I've got them all on, I'll go ahead and start setting up the keyframes. And like I said, I want the keyframes to have a 2-second fade in and a 2-second fade out at the end. So I'm already having of course there's already an automatic keyframe at the beginning. So what I need to do is move 2 seconds up on the video edit line, and I'm going to do that using the Command 2 or Control 2 keys for 10 frames at a time. Move up 60 frames, so 30 frames per second project here. And I'm just adding in my keyframes. I've already added in all of them there. Alright, so now I have keyframes at the beginning, 2 seconds in, 2 seconds for the end, and of course at the end. And the next thing I'm going to do is start setting my parameters. And I'm going to go ahead and do the cropping first. Just slide it to where it looks good for the left, top, right, and bottom cropping on the picture that loaded there. And then I'm going to write down all these parameters as well when I get them all set. I'll tell you why here in just a second. I'll go ahead and get my scale set like I want them. There we go. And then I need to drag it. Oops, I dragged the whole thing. I'm going to drag the position and set it where I want it. That automatically changes the parameters on the parameter screen. Now I'm going to write all those parameters down so that when I go to my next keyframe, remember I said I'm going to fade in and then fade out. Well, all the parameters will stay the same except for the opacity one. So I have to write all those down, all the different percentages. And once I've got them written down, I'll go ahead and move opacity down for the first keyframe to where it's just barely showing. Okay, then I'll move to the next keyframe. I'm going to leave opacity at 100% there, of course, and I need to reset the rest of them to exactly what they were before, because I don't want it floating around on the screen. I want it locked in one position. And so I'm just typing in the same percents that were on there a second ago with the first keyframe. I think if I turn these keyframes off, make them not, or these parameters off, and make them not keyframeable after the first set, I wouldn't have to do this, but this is the way I did it. So I'll go ahead and let the video play out and show you typing in the different percents. And once they're all set for that keyframe number 2, and the position doesn't look right, so I didn't type the first one in right. Let me go ahead and X position needs to be retyped. Must have miskeyed it. There we go. There's where it needs to be. Okay. So that's the second keyframe. Now I'm going to go ahead and move to the third keyframe. And again, we want everything the same. So the opacity is already 100%. And I'll go ahead and type in the parameters again for the positioning and for the cropping. Okay, now I need to go to the last keyframe, and we want it to fade from that keyframe to the last one on the opacity to go back down to like near 0 again. So this one I'll move it down to where it's almost faded out, and then I'll go ahead and do the rest of the parameters back to the same percents we've been using all along for position and for cropping. And now that I got those done, I'm going to save it. I'm not going to overwrite this yet. I just want them to come back to the original setting next time I use it. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at my results, back it up a little bit and start it. And there it fades in. And at 8 seconds it starts fading back out and fades away. So there's the annotation added into this edit line, and I hope this is helpful to you. Thank you.